Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest core wrestling show of all time, as I've been forced to say, YouTube Championship Wrestling. But I tell you one thing, that is one of the greatest things of all time, and that is this man right here, the picture-perfect player, Shaun Shane Stevens, and he makes his way to the ring, and he is clearly irate at what happened last week. It was a week ago that he was screwed out of his matchup against El Negro, where he was seeking to get retribution after being screwed out of No Way Out. Shaun Stevens interrupting the intro as usual, and I'm actually quite happy about it because on my cue cards, Steve Hurley has got me saying absolute nonsense. But let's hear what Stevens has to say. Well, I have to agree with that. I think that if Steve Hurley has such a problem with Shaun Stevens, as we have seen, he should meet him face to face in the ring, man to man, and they should fight. But, oh, wait a second. That is not Steve Hurley, and Steve Hurley is not accepting this challenge made by Shaun Stevens. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the music of the MPWF champion, the YouTube champion, the Eclipse, as he comes to the ring by Feel So Numb by Rob Zombie. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Eclipse. Since joining the MPWF, nobody has pinned him or made him submit. He was attacked by Shaun Stevens during a YouTube title match against El Negro on the first episode of YouTube Championship Wrestling. A week ago on episode 7 of the MPWF, the Eclipse came back and he got retribution by Michinoku driving Shaun Stevens to the ground. The Eclipse obviously is frustrated about that. Shaun Stevens clearly looking past it, clearly looking to Steve Hurley in the YCW. But again, the Eclipse is thinking about Stevens, and that is clearly what he is here right now for this moment in time. Well, I certainly didn't expect the Eclipse to be out here right now. Oh, what a challenge there by the Eclipse. He wants to face the best. He wants Shaun Stevens one-on-one at Wrestlemania 2 in a YouTube title match, and Shaun Stevens is accepting the challenge. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse, but... oh, wait a second. We got ourselves another interruption here, kicking off YouTube Championship Wrestling. And here is a man who's been involved in this triangle, El Negro, the man who joined the YCW because he didn't believe he was getting the opportunities that he deserved in the MPWF. Well, I'm sure he's going to be quite pissed off that a YouTube title match was made at Wrestlemania 2 and El Negro did not in fact lose to the Eclipse. Shaun Stevens attacked both men, ending the match in a no contest. I have a feeling that is what this man has come to the ring to rant about here tonight. El Negro met Shaun Stevens one-on-one after screwing him out at No Way Out, and he got his ass whooped during that matchup. And then we saw a version of the Montreal Screwjob in the MPWF. It was a disturbing thing to watch, but Stevens was screwed against El Negro. And as he takes his time in the ring, it seems that the Eclipse of Shaun Stevens might blow up before he even gets there. But oh, now El Negro interjected himself in this situation. Like I said before, El Negro didn't beat Shaun Stevens cleanly or properly last week. And there's some more big news right there. We're going to have a triple threat match for the YouTube title at WrestleMania. El Negro, Shaun Stevens, and the Eclipse. That is huge news here to kick off YouTube Championship Wrestling with another match added to the card for WrestleMania 2. And there you have it, the three men standing there, and El Negro getting in both men's faces. And it's going to be El Negro versus Shaun Stevens versus Eclipse. And Shaun Stevens had enough of talking. Shaun Stevens wants to fight here, and now the Eclipse attacking El Negro as well. And both men attacking YCW's El Negro. Oh, kick. Oh, kick. Oh, both men with kicks to the face of El Negro. And El Negro getting beat up here. And this is certainly not what he expected. Now Shaun Stevens going after El Negro. And El Negro escaping. El Negro realizing that now is definitely not the time to fight, with both Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse standing tall in the middle of the ring. But at WrestleMania 2, it's going to be a triple threat match for the YouTube Championship as El Negro meets Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse. That is going to be a hell of a match. It may possibly steal the show. And look at the gold right there. That's what it's all about, the YouTube Championship. Welcome back to YouTube Championship Wrestling, and here we are backstage with the United States Champion Richard Hawkins and Vermongo. Well, Richard Hawkins seems fairly confident that he will leave the United States Champion, even with the stipulation that has been added to the matchup at WrestleMania 2 between him and superstar Craig David. But later tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have Brian Adams going one-on-one with Craig David, as well as Tendanciz will take on the MPWF Champion and YCW superstar Lemar James Jackson. Also added, YCW's The Avenger and Yamasaki Yoshino will meet Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse in tag team action, and the Black Giant and Apollo will go one-on-one in the main event. What a night is going to be here on YouTube Championship Wrestling. That's one thing I can say about the show, but here comes Nikki Bella for tag team women's action. And wow, shucky ducky quack quack, as Booker T would say. Look at Nikki Bella as she makes her way to the ring. I mean, she has been involved with one of the weird angles with Austin Taylor and Brie Bella. You see Nikki Bella now looking to make her name in YouTube Championship Wrestling or the MPWF. It doesn't matter to her as long as she's on top. Brie is a former MPWF Women's Champion, her sister, and she's teaming with the Women's Champion here tonight on YouTube Championship Wrestling. And here comes perhaps my favorite female wrestler to look at in the MPWF. The MPWF Women's Champion, Yushihari. All the women are jealous of her, and all the men want her, and that is a true fact. She can get whatever she wants, when she wants. She has the Women's Championship. She beat Helga at No Way Out, but now she has to deal with Sasha at WrestleMania 2 in a submission match. Yushihari has been going off about that all week. She has been telling anyone who will listen that this is a travesty. She should not be facing Sasha at WrestleMania 2. Well, it's going to happen, whether Yushihari likes it or not. Here comes Austin Taylor, the Australian beauty, making her way to the ring for women's competition here.
Can't forget this50.com.
She looks so excited to be competing here on YouTube Championship Wrestling. She looks so excited to be here at a main show. We saw her defeat Nikki Bella on MPWF Metal. That was a great women's matchup. Again, if you don't watch Metal on a regular basis, please do. It's commentated by Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole, and it is a great show with great action. But you speak about excitement. Here's a woman who's going to be excited for this matchup. Sasha Fierce, who was suspended some couple weeks ago, is finally back here in the MPWF thanks to the MPWF chairman. And like I mentioned before, she will meet Yushihari one-on-one in a submission match for the Women's Championship at Wrestlemania 2. These two women have been at it all year, and it finally culminates at the biggest show of the year, the Showcase of the Immortals. One of these women's names will be engraved in the history of WrestleMania. Will it be this woman, Sasha Fierce, or will it be Yushihari? As you can tell, I am excited for WrestleMania 2. Here we go, Nikki Bella and Austin Taylor starting things off here. This was the match that took place on MPWF Metal last week, as I mentioned. Austin Taylor pulled out the win, but a good fight by Nikki during that match. Austin Taylor also, the last time we had YouTube Championship Wrestling, had a good matchup against the women's champion until she tapped out to cattle mutilation. So it's going to be cattle mutilation versus the Dragon Sleeper at WrestleMania 2. And now, oh yeah, do that hit movement right there. Salsa by Nikki Bella. And now Nikki, nice hip toss takeover there on Austin Taylor. Like we mentioned before, we've got a hell of a night here to go on YouTube Championship Wrestling. This is the show that is being managed by Steve Hurley. I mean, we have matches like Brian Adams versus Craig David. You got the Avenger and Yamasaki Yoshino against Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse. We also found out earlier on just now there's going to be the Eclipse versus Shaun Stevens versus El Negro in a YouTube title matchup. Tendanciz is going to go one-on-one with the MPWF champion Lemar Jackson, and the Black Giant will meet the World Heavyweight champion Apollo as well. Big things happening tonight. And there's a double team there by Yushihari and Nikki Bella. So these last couple weeks here is all about building momentum to the biggest show of the year. All the matches are pretty much being settled, but here, complete shot there by Yushihari driving Austin Taylor face first to the mat. But it's all about getting that edge, and Austin Taylor got some edge there with that net breaker. And now she's tagging in Sasha Fierce. Yushihari now running towards Nikki Bella, and Yushihari deciding she don't want none of Fierce right now. Sasha Fierce, I mean, she's been in the MPWF for about a year now. Sasha Fierce was actually at last year's WrestleMania, where she lost a three-way dance to Michelle McCool and Brie Bella, and there's an elbow to the face there. Sasha Fierce said she's always dreamed of being the women's champion. She's always dreamed of winning at WrestleMania, and there's a Hurricane Rana takedown there by Sasha Fierce. She is definitely one of the most popular females in all of the MPWF, and I mean, her popularity eclipsed when the fans were demanding to have her back here in the MPWF. But here she is now, setting her up on the top rope, and now what she's setting up for here. Springboard Hurricane Rana sending Nikki Bella off the top. Beautiful move there by Sasha Fierce, and Sasha Fierce in control. Nikki Bella in trouble. And Nikki may need to make the tag to Yushihari to salvage her team in this matchup. There's a crossbody by Fierce, and like we mentioned before, she's been waiting for a couple weeks to get back in this ring. And now, Nikki Bella's in trouble. Sasha Fierce now asking for the crowd's adulation as she's going high risk here. What a drop kick off the top rope there by Sasha Fierce. Big time drop kick going for the cover. That could be it. 1, 2, and you look at that. Yushihari breaking up and getting a cheap shot there. Austin Taylor keeping Yushihari subdued for the time being. And Nikki Bella reverses there with the knee. And now, roll up there. Nikki Bella in trouble. Here it is. 1, 2, and 3. No, Nikki Bella got the shoulder up. Nikki Bella escaping, but there's a back suplex. She doesn't escape that. what a forearm smash there by Sasha Fierce, but Nikki blocking it, and Nikki there with a drop kick. Nikki needs to make the tag to Yushihari Itari, or else she is in trouble for this matchup. And now Sasha Fierce, oh, what a net breaker. Big time net breaker there by Sasha Fierce to Nikki Bella, now dragging her into the center of the ring, and, oh, what's she setting up for here? She's saying that it's over soon, and there's, oh, what a head scissors there by Sasha Fierce, and now Fierce dragging Nikki Bella again back in the center of the ring. And oh wait, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, the Dragon Sleeper, and Nikki Bella taps out instantly, and Yushihari Itari staying in the background. And here are replays of this women's matchup, brought to you by Sainsbury's, and also you'll see our other broadcast provider later on in the show. We're not going to spoil that for you guys, but again, look at the replays here. Nikki Bella tried to fight back, but she didn't make the tag to Yushihari Itari that she needed to. Again, we always talked about momentum. It appeared that Nikki Bella wanted momentum into WrestleMania, but she didn't get it. It went to Sasha Fierce, who will be challenging for that women's championship. And here is the devastating Dragon Sleeper. So Yushihari Itari leaving the ring, watches on as Sasha Fierce makes an opponent tap out. That is what's going to end the matchup at WrestleMania 2 between Sasha Fierce and Yushihari Itari. Fierce isn't going to want to tap out. I don't think she's ever tapped out in her career in a match before. This is going to be a big showdown between Fierce and Itari. Who is the best female in the women's division? Who will leave the women's champion? But here we are backstage with the biggest man on the planet, the Black Giant. And oh, look at this, the Super Sparks Brothers going into the office of Steve Hurley, and they certainly haven't been on the same page in recent weeks as we've seen on Metal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for our MPWF TV special, MPWF YCW main event, bragging rights is going to take place after Metal Episode 5, and the Super Sparks Brothers have a rematch for the tag team titles. That's going to be huge, and we'll talk more about that as the show goes on. And here comes the Black Giant. Well, he's never in a good mood, and especially as of late. Just nothing's been going his way. Losing to Lemar James Jackson constantly. Lost that #1 contendership battle royal on episode 7 of the MPWF. Again, people have been questioning the monster-like tendencies of the Black Giant, and well, quite frankly, he's been, I have to say, he's been showing that he has been destructive, but Lady Luck has not been on the side of the Black Giant, and I'm sure that's why he's coming here to address here tonight, and no one's going to stop him from taking promo time. Just look at this man. He is dangerous, he is destructive, he is the Black Giant. And the Black Giant wants a shot at the world title at WrestleMania 2. But what is the hell? What the hell is this all about? Here's the president of YouTube CAW Wrestling, Steve Hurley, and nothing good comes from him coming to the ring. Whenever he comes out to this ring, he's come here to troll over the audience of the MPWF. He's here to troll over the CAW Wrestling fan base, because that's what he does best. Him with his Sonic the Hedgehog-like hair, making his way to the ring to just piss somebody off, and it's going to be the Black Giant in the ring. I don't know if that's a good thing for the health of Steve Hurley. Look at that slow saunter, and now he's getting right in his face. And Steve Hurley still trying to get the Black Giant onto his camp, onto his side. And we thought on YouTube Championship Wrestling they were together, but the Black Giant apparently said no last week. Well, I guess he didn't really say no, but I mean, that's what it seemed like. That's what I'm hoping. But Steve Hurley saying that if he joins YouTube Championship Wrestling, he'll get a shot at a world title the night after Wrestlemania 2. And yes, someone's got an exception to that. The MPWF chairman, as he now makes his way to the ring.
Can hold my body down.
I don't think the MPWF chairman wants to accept that whatsoever. Steve Hurley getting himself involved in this situation, saying that if the Black Giant joins YouTube Championship Wrestling, he will be given a shot at a world title, whether it's the MPWF Championship or the world title, the night after WrestleMania 2. Because our world title matches are scheduled already. It's going to be Antonio Coleman versus Paul for the world title, and Legal Mathematics versus Lemar James Jackson for the MPWF title. Well, the MPWF chairman promoting goodness, and I believe in the chairman. Well, what's the Black Giant gonna pick here? The MPWF chairman and Steve Hurley staying. Oh yes, take him out, drop his ass, take out Steve Hurley. He's only going to do bad. You listen to this crowd as they boo Steve Hurley. He'll only do bad. Oh no! The Black Giant has the MPWF chairman up. No, he's going to hit him. Don't do it. Don't do this. Blast right there by the Black Giant. And the Black Giant, oh no. The Black Giant shaking the hand of Steve Hurley. That guaranteed title shot has sent the Black Giant over to the enemy camp. He has joined YouTube Championship. Oh wait! The Black Giant got Steve Hurley up. He's joined YouTube Championship Wrestling, but he's sending a message to Steve Hurley. The Black Giant isn't going to be controlled. He joined the YCW for the shot at being the world champion, which means that night after WrestleMania 2, the Black Giant will challenge either the world champion or the MPWF champion. We have no idea who it will be yet or what title he will challenge for, but the Black Giant is here to compete. Gotta say he made a bad decision in joining with Steve Hurley though.
Coming fresh out that Pyrex pop, black Air Force 2s and the white socks, fitting on my forehead.
There is the challenger for the world title at WrestleMania 2, Antonio Coleman, backstage.
My blood too. I'm ready to smell fear. I smell a lot. My competitors flex here. Cause they smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, much success. Stress us. I want it all, no less. So come on.
As I see more money, it's more problems. Every time I look around, they say I'm not hungry, I'm not lost in.
Welcome back to YouTube Championship Wrestling Global. I'm your broadcast announcer. If you weren't paying attention before, you just tuned in. DJ Johnny Field here, and this matchup should be a hell of a contest between Brian Adams and Craig David. Brian Adams is a part of the number contenders match for the world title last week on episode 7 of the MPWF, but he was attacked by Dr. Ice Jr. during their matchup to qualify for that earlier in the night. Dr. Ice Jr. got himself disqualified on purpose, and Brian Adams was hurt going into that matchup. Brian Adams has shown his frustration over his days since over this past week, since Dr. Ice Jr. cost him that matchup, and he wants Dr. Ice Jr. somehow, someway. He said he's going to get his hands on ice. Dr. Ice Jr. can attack everyone else, Brian Adams says, but you can't attack me and get away with it.
Squeeze the handle and put you on a mantle. Respect the nigga doing everything that you can.
And his opponent here, superstar Craig David, he has experienced stuff like that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, as we go in slow. Craig David has competed in amazing matches here in the MPWF. He was a phenomenal United States champion, but he was cost his opportunity at that championship at the Royal Rumble when he was attacked and got his ribs broken. Rich Hawkins continued to take advantage of multiple situations, but that will not take place at Wrestlemania 2. When Craig David will be Richard Hawkins, and if Richard Hawkins gets himself disqualified or counted out, Craig David will be the United States champion, which means it's going to be a one-on-one affair, mono and mono, no cheating, just a straight contest. Who will be the better man? Who will be the United States champion? Speaking of good match, this should be a fantastic one here between two former world champions. Brian Adams, a former world heavyweight champion. Craig David was actually in the main event last year at Wrestlemania, where he competed in the MPWF Undisputed Championship matchup against Yamasaki Yoshino. That is a European uppercut there to Brian Adams. And there go for a Fujiwara armbar. There is Craig David. Brian Adams has fought his hardest to get that world title matchup, and he had his last opportunity. We mentioned before how Dr. Ice Jr. injured him before that match could take place. They want to slam there by Brian Adams. Shades of Samoa Joe. But speaking of injuries, Brian Adams' girlfriend Michelle McCool is still recovering from her injury she suffered at the hands of Helga at No Way Out. She is recovering slowly. She will hopefully be back in an MPWF ring sooner than later. But Craig David now springboard, flying chuck kick. Did get all of what he wanted there. Brian Adams kind of sidestepped that, and oh, what a forearm smash there. Now throwing Craig David into the ropes, and now what's Brian Adams going to set up for here? And now, big time close on there by Brian Adams. On any given night, this could be the main event, but WrestleMania 2 is such an important night, and it's going to be headlined by the Royal Rumble winner, the youngest Royal Rumble winner in the history of MPWF, Lethal Mathematics, challenging for Lemar James Jackson's title. And their road to success has been pretty much mirrored, but we'll talk about that later tonight when Lemar James Jackson takes on Tendanciz, and there's a Pele kick by Craig David. And now Craig David going high wrist there, cross body. Brian Adams moving out the way though. And now, oh, there's an elbow. And he's going right after those ribs. And again, when you break something, it is not fully healed. You think it's fully healed, but it could be injured at any time. But Craig David using his speed here over Brian Adams. Now back to headlock, and oh, nice takedown there by Craig David. That was innovative. And now David sending Brian Adams into the turnbuckle. And now we are experiencing the 10 punches by superstar Craig David. And this crowd here loving every bit of it. Craig David wants the momentum as he faces Richard Hawkins for the US Championship at Wrestlemania 2. And now, oh, what a net breaker there. Modified version there from the chin lock. And now going after Brian Adams, and what's going on here? Brian Adams in trouble. Oh, what a kick to the gut there. That was questionably low. Brian Adams, oh, spine first on the knee. And you see Brian Adams holding that. He is going to be in pain from that maneuver. Craig David now throwing Brian Adams to the outside of the ring. And oh, Brian Adams escaping. Brian Adams realizing he needs to take a breather. Craig David has the momentum. And that's exactly what he did. And oh, what a knee to the face. What a knee to the face there by Craig David. And now trying to knock Brian Adams over, but Brian Adams staying in horse riding stance and staying stationary. Oh, misses that clothesline. That would have taken off his head. And now Russian leg sweep. Now round with the waist sock here. Now Matt Sam there and Craig David, the superstar, has really been taking control of this matchup. And Brian Adams needs to do something if he expects to fight back here. And oh, there's a DDT there by Craig David. Oh, what a kick to the leg there. And again, talking about that MPWF YCW main event, it's pretty much like our Saturday main event. Oh my God, Craig David, high risk there with a shooting star press. Amazing move there by the superstar. But as I was mentioning before, it's pretty much the MPWF version of the Saturday night's main event. And on that event, we'll have multiple matches. We'll tell you about that as the show goes on. But again, it's going to be a hell of a show. It will be taking place after MPWF Metal Episode 5. And it's going to be a prelude to Wrestlemania. A referee on a 6 count there. Brian Adams now taking control of this matchup. Got more physical on the outside of the ring. Oh! Hanging him up, and he needs to get inside the ring here before the referee gets to 10. Now Adams. Oh, what a net breaker there to Craig David. A huge net breaker. I mean, how about what happened just now with the Black Giant joining YouTube Championship Wrestling? I mean, if you have comments, comment throughout the show. You will be surprised at the amount of people who respond. And what a takedown there by Brian Adams. Boy, Craig David now pushing him away. Craig David now trying to fight back here. Craig David though spinning. Oh, flying chucking again. Did get all of what he wanted. And Brian Adams now. Oh, slamming that knee to the ground. See both men fatigued, both men beating the hell out of each other. This has been a great matchup so far. And oh wait, Brian Adams now got him up. Snap suplex. God, what impact there off that drag by Brian Adams as he now throws Craig David's head on the mat repeatedly. We told you this was going to be a good match. We told you this was going to be physical. That's exactly what's happening here. And oh, Craig David ducked it. Craig David ducked the clothesline. And now Craig David now trying to fight back here. Trying to come on. And oh. Kick to the face there by Brian Adams. Brian Adams throwing Craig David into the turnbuckle here. And I'm setting him on the top rope. Craig David in trouble. And now what's Brian Adams got planned? Oh, what an elbow to the face. What elbow to the face. Missile drop kick off the top rope. Craig David hits it. And now Craig David going to go high wrist there with a corkscrew. Oh, he didn't get it. Knees up by Brian Adams. Knees up there. And now Adams throwing Craig David into the turnbuckle. And I'll set him up on the top rope. And ladies and gentlemen, here it comes. The Muscle Buster. And he drops him with the Muscle Buster. And this could be it. This could be all she wrote. Here and now. And Brian Adams pins Craig David. An unfortunate loss for Craig David here tonight. Brian Adams picks up the victory. Craig David wanted that momentum heading into WrestleMania, but Brian Adams gets it. And Brian Adams is certainly going to have his sights focused on Dr. Ice Jr. because that's who he wants in the middle of the ring. That's who he wants to get retribution on. You listen to this ovation by this crowd from Brian Adams. They are loving this man right here. Who knows what he's going to be doing at WrestleMania 2. Oh wait, there's Richard Hawkins and Burt Mungo from out of nowhere, from behind. I just saw them coming through my table, and they're now attacking Craig David. They're getting a cheap shot here on Craig David. And oh, Brian Adams coming to the rescue of Craig David. Brian Adams saving Craig David here. Brian Adams seeing enough, and he's aiding Craig David. Not allowing Craig David to get beat down by Vern Mongo and Richard Hawkins. And Craig David able to clothesline and taking down Vern Mongo. Vern Mongo needs to escape this ring or he's going to be in trouble. Oh, what a kick. What a kick by Craig David. And Craig David now throwing Vern Mongo to the outside of the ring, and Vern Mongo and Richard Hawkins escaping. Bryan Adams helping out Craig David in this situation, and Craig David certainly is going to be happy about that. You see Vermonga and Richard Hawkins walking away in defeat, walking away with their heads going down. They expected to get the upper hand, but it didn't happen tonight. Oh, wait a second.
I've lost track of my body count.
Wait a second.
The amount is enormous. Dropped in Sector 4, non-conformist.
That's Dr. Ice Jr. What does he want to say here? So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a hardcore matchup at WrestleMania 2. I have no idea what Dr. Ice Jr. is talking about, but this is the first time we've heard him say things in weeks. But we know it's going to be Dr. Ice Jr. versus Bryan Adams in a hardcore match at WrestleMania 2. That's going to be an intense physical altercation.
The amount is enormous. Dropped in Sector 4, non-conformist intimidates, eliminating all heads of state.
There's Joe Cool, Tyrone Fitzgerald, and his word has certainly got him in trouble with Joey Eagle. And here is the MPWS resident cool man, Tyrone Fitzgerald, and he has gotten Joey Eagle in quite the rut. His words has got Joey Eagle into a frenzy. Joey Eagle's son, we mentioned before, is sick. And Joey Eagle is at home, he is taking care of his son. But Tyrone Fitzgerald, I could not believe the words that came from his mouth when he called Joey Eagle's son retarded. I mean, there's a line in Tyrone Fitzgerald prompted. I mean, on the show, we've been sort of people making sense of things on the show, you probably shouldn't say it. Ever. So I mean, to call someone's son retarded, I mean it was that derogatory way. Tyrone Fitzgerald crossed the line, and Joey Eagle is not here tonight, but I can tell you right now that Joey Eagle wants to get his hands on Tyrone Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald cost Joey Eagle the matchup last week to get into the battle royal. Joey Eagle doesn't even care about that. All he cares about is his son, and that is why he is with him and not here tonight. But Fitzgerald, I've been told, wants to talk about that. I've been told that Fitzgerald has something to say about that. This Men in Black looking wannabe is going to come to this ring and probably say something disgusting. And well, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what to expect. So is this whole thing just about jealousy? Is this what this is about? And there he goes again, Fitzgerald. What a disgusting act by that man. That's our main event for tonight, but I cannot wait for Joey to come back and whip this man's ass. And that's what's going to happen. Joe Eagle is not going to allow himself to... Once you touch his son, that's it. But ladies and gentlemen, here we are backstage with Antonio Goldman. Well, Goldman seems fired up, ladies and gentlemen. And the stipulation for WrestleMania 2 will be a best 2 out of 3 falls match. But I agree with Michael Cole. What is the other stipulation? What else has Antonio Goldman got up his sleeve for their world title match at WrestleMania 2? And again, Tendanciz will meet Lemar James Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, and here I am with Lethal Mathematics, the #1 contender. Lethal, say hello to the fans. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Lethal Mathematics here, the man of tomorrow with the gadgets to win today. I've just come out here to watch this matchup. I've just come out here to see what Lemar James Jackson does against Tendanciz. I can tell Lemar James Jackson after this matchup is done, and the calculations don't lie, the numbers don't lie. WrestleMania 2 is coming 2 weeks time, and I'm going to leave the MPWF champion, and that's all I can say about that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right there from Lethal Mathematics. And here comes Yamasaki and Tendanciz. Listen to this ovation. Listen to this reaction for Tendanciz. And there's the pyro there by Tendanciz, ladies and gentlemen. And he is without a WrestleMania 2 match. He was eliminated third from last in the Battle Royal matchup. I believe he will somehow find a way to make himself appear on the card at WrestleMania 2. He has to. He is one of the most popular superstars in the MPWF. And tonight he goes one-on-one with your opponent at WrestleMania 2. The MPWF champion, Lemar James Jackson. It's going to be a big match right here, ladies and gentlemen. A big match. And here he comes, your opponent, Lemar James Jackson. Yeah, I know, I can see him. I watch him put violence. He thinks that he can intimidate me. He thinks that he can stop me at WrestleMania 2. I'm the youngest MPWF Royal Rumble winner in history. I ain't gonna lose to Lemar James Jackson. I hope he realizes that. He has exactly what I want. That's the MPWF Heavyweight Championship. I'm gonna take that from him. Lethal Mathematics, he seems quite, he's just watching this intently. I mean, Lethal Mathematics, he stopped talking there as he's just looking transfixed on Jackson. Last week, after their confrontation, Lemar James Jackson got a cheap shot of Lethal Mathematics at the MPWF title. Lethal, how do you feel about that cheap shot? Okay. Picture's worth 1,000 words. I'm telling you, I'm going to paint a picture to explain what happened to me last week. Well, there you have it, folks. Lethal Mathematics. Not too many words here tonight. So it appears I'm going to continue to have to call this one by myself as usual. But here we go. Lemar James Jackson, Tendanciz. I mean, whoa, DJ. I'm going to help you call this one. I'm here watching this matchup intently. Well, listen to this. I'm not folding the athletic ability of Lemar James Jackson. I'm not folding how good he is in the ring. He's good violence. He's the MPWF Heavyweight Champion. He defeated the Black Giant. He defeated Antonio Goldman. He defeated Joe Eagle. Brock defeated some of the best as well. And that's what's going to make our main event matchup at WrestleMania 2 the best damn main event in MPWF WrestleMania history. And that's why Lemar James Jackson versus Lethal Mathematics is going to be a hell of a contest. And that's all I got to say about that. That's right there, and Tendanciz has also been in a main event before. It wasn't on YouTube, it was actually the Wrestlemania before YouTube. That's a nice net breaker there by Tendanciz. And he's now getting his shot at beating the MPWF champion. And the momentum could be big for Tendanciz if he could pin Lemar James Jackson. There's a shot there, nice flat check there by Tendanciz. Tendanciz now Irish whip Jackson heading to the outside of the ring. Jackson in trouble here. And missing that shot. And now Lemar James Jackson has Tendanciz and suplex the outside the ring, and a bad landing there for Tendanciz. And the one thing I want to talk about here, Lethal, is the whole fact of you two really mirrored each other in success here in the MPWF. And now look at this, Lemar James Jackson again throwing him to the outside the ring. I mean, this is the same pay-per-view that you guys both pretty much etched in stone your arrival to Wrestlemania 2. It was on that night that Lemar James Jackson defeated the Black Giant in the steel cage match, and it was on that night that you won the Royal Rumble and became the youngest Royal Rumble winner in the history of the MPWF. That's right, DJ, that's right. That's what I said, man. We both won the Royal Rumble. We both won a No Way Out. I mean, it was just inevitable that we were going to go head to head. And that's what's going to happen at Wrestlemania 2. We're going to find out who the better man is, who had the better year in the MPWF. We've both taken part in hellacious matches, whether it's First Blood, whether it's tag team matches, whether it's last man standing, whether it's non-sanctioned. But it's going to be a one-on-one fight, a one-on-one matchup. And that's what it's going to be for the MPWF Championship, the richest prize in the business. That's what it's all about, and that's what I'm going to do. That's all I got to say about that. And then Tendanciz knocking down Lemar James Jackson to the outside of the ring there, and a double axe handle there on Lemar James Jackson. They're now going to the announce table. There you can see Michael Cole and Jeremy Lawler. There's a big boot to the face there by Tendanciz. Now Tendanciz dragging Lemar James Jackson here. Not sure what he's got planned. I got him up for a suplex, perhaps a goal buster. No, a brain buster there. Nice change there by Tendanciz as he goes for the cover. Everything is about Wrestlemania 2. You're going to keep hearing me rant on about that. You're going to say to yourselves, hey DJ, shut the hell up about Wrestlemania 2. But it's the biggest show of the year, the showcase of the mortals. It's going to be huge. There's an elbow drop off the top rope there by Tendanciz. Goes for the cover. Oh, there's a kick out there by Lemar James Jackson, and Jackson is feeling it by Tendanciz, and Tendanciz is a world-class athlete. Let's not forget this. He ain't no pushover, and Jackson is experiencing that right now, and there's a kick out again. But oh wait, oh my goodness, what a German suplex. Wow, that was fantastic. That right there, that's why I said our matchup is going to be amazing, because we can both pull off maneuvers like that. Like I said, Lemar James Jackson, he runs his mouth, he talks about how he's learning his wrestling moves with the Minnesota State wrestling team. I was a national champion in Canada. I was one of the best mat wrestlers that Canada has ever seen. And some people may think that it's arrogance that's coming out the mouth of Lethal Mathematics, but as I've mentioned before, I'm the man of tomorrow with the gadgets to win the day. That basically means that I am the future of this business. And my future begins at WrestleMania 2 in Los Angeles, California. And oh, what a shot there by Lemar James Jackson. Again, thank you for your insight, Lethal Mathematics. Again, I ain't Lemar James Jackson. You get that right there. And oh, Tendanciz there with a reversal. That's right. You ain't Lemar James Jackson. And Lemar James Jackson trouble Tendanciz with a huge crossbody up the top rope. Maybe being a modified clothesline. Going for the cover. 2. And Lemar James Jackson kicks out. And that was a near fall there. What a right hand there by Tendanciz. Lemar James Jackson blocking it. A double axe handle knocking down Tendanciz. This has been a hell of a matchup so far, as it's been a hell of a night. What a knee to the face. What a huge knee lift by Lemar James Jackson. It's actually been a while since we've seen him do that. At 3 off, Tendanciz gets the shoulder up in the last second. And now, oh, what a toss there by Lemar James Jackson. And now, oh, both men just going at it here with rights and lefts. And now, oh, Lemar James Jackson accidentally taking down referee Bobby Busby Street. And now, wait, Lethal, what are you doing? I'm about to go in here, I'm about to send a message. So excuse me for a second, as these two men are beating each other. I'm about to do the right thing. Wait, Lethal Mathematics just put down his headset. Lethal Mathematics get inside the ring, and Mathematics taking it down Lemar James Jackson. The man of tomorrow, showing his worth here, taking out Lemar James Jackson, sending a message, getting the cheap shot this week. And oh wait, Tendanciz setting up. Tendanciz setting up. Lemar James Jackson turning around. Oh wait, ladies and gentlemen, spear. Spear by Tendanciz. Spear by Tendanciz. Going for the cover. 1, 2. 3, and Tendanciz has pinned the MPWF Heavyweight Champion. Lethal Mathematics has cost him this matchup here tonight. It was a hell of a match, but Lethal has cost Lemar James Jackson on YouTube Championship Wrestling. Tendanciz scores the win, and that has now added another wrinkle into this rivalry for the MPWF Championship. Listen to this ovation. What a victory for Tendanciz here tonight. He has to be happy with that win.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man now give you no break. That even your eyes now give you no break. Hey, hey, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Cops is filmed on location as it happens. All suspects are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
How fucking badass was that commercial? Cops. That's awesome. The only thing I gotta say about them is also her motherfuckers went. Never mind, hang on a second before I got interrupted there. Security is with the natural disasters. So why the hell do they have to be escorted from the building? They haven't done anything wrong. Unless, like Whisper said, more YCW bullshit. That's what this is all about. With Steve Hurley dictating things as usual. And if he takes over control of core wrestling, that's what we are looking forward to. Nonsense like this.
I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To run my kingdom.
So here we go with our next matchup tonight. Tag team competition. And on MPWFL episode 5, Yamasaki Yoshino and the Avenger will be challenging the Natural Disaster for the World Tag Team Championship in the main event. That's right, tag team titles on the line. MPWFL episode 5. Get your ass there and watch it. All the cops are going to be coming up. I think they'll beat your ass. And you just saw how they are in that commercial. Okay, that's what's going to happen. You best watch it. I'm watching you. They're watching. Yeah.
They told us that we're getting Miller. There's no one chiller. It's not Michael Jackson. This is not.
But you know who rolls so hard? The YouTube champion, the Eclipse. And listen to this ovation again. He's already been out here tonight. We're getting a huge reception from the crowd. The Eclipse coming here for competition here for MPWF YouTube Championship Wrestling Tag Team Action. He is the current reigning YouTube champion. And what we found out from earlier tonight, he will be defending his title in a triple threat rules match at Wrestlemania 2 against Shaun Stevens and El Negro. That's going to be a big matchup, just like this one is right here tonight. Talking about a badass, here he comes right here. Shaun Stevens making his way to the ring. He's coming to the ring for a fight. Shaun Stevens' whole outlook on life changed thanks to Steve Hurley. Steve Hurley tried to get this man in prison, but Shaun Stevens sees things completely different now. Like he says, beat me if you can, survive if I let you. He's here to beat the hell out of someone and take names, and that's what he's going to do tonight. He don't care how big you are, he don't care how small you are, he don't care how tough you are, he don't care what kind of fighting style you know. You can know Kempo, you can know Capoeira, Taekwondo, anything you want. Shaun Stevens is going to beat your ass with some good old-fashioned fists to come, and that's what Shaun Stevens brings to the table, and that's why he's getting a huge ovation by this crowd here tonight. Here we go, Yamasaki Yoshino and the Eclipse starting things off. Yoshino and the Eclipse have met face to face in the ring before. Yamasaki Yoshino, in fact, challenged for the YouTube Championship, and he caught the Eclipse there, and that's actually quite similar to how they started off their match. There's a German suplex there by the Eclipse. Speaking of tag team wrestling, one half of the Golf Society Shift suffered an injury at a house show and is currently out of action. We're not sure for how long, but he's injured and won't be competing. So Dagger will be by himself for a while. That's just an MPWF update for you fans there. And now look at this here, tagged and in comes Shaun Stevens. And what's interesting here is again that Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse are going to be enemies at Wrestlemania 2. There's a great double team there by both men. They're going to battle each other in a triple threat match for the YouTube Championship. And there's a European uppercut there by Shaun Stevens and a net breaker. And now look at this, Shaun Stevens throwing in the Avenger, and Shaun Stevens has had his fair share of problems with the Avenger and Yoshino, and we mentioned before how Shaun Stevens just came here to fight. And oh, nice Japanese arm drag there by Yamasaki Yoshino. And now Yoshino getting the tag in here with the Avenger. Oh, what a spinning heel kick there by Yamasaki Yoshino. Oh, what a shot. What a clumsy blow to that shoulder blade. And now the Avenger, big time back suplex taking out Shaun Stevens. The Avenger clearly has a size advantage in this matchup. I said before, Shaun Stevens can care less about the size advantage, but no matter how tough Shaun Stevens is, the big man complex is going to come in at some point, and it seems to be kicking in right now. And oh, missing the clothesline there. Shaun Stevens using his superior speed, and he is one quick bastard. I can tell you that right now. Some people have said he has slave feet when he's in the ring. With Shaun Stevens now, Irish whip now sending the Avenger into the turnbuckle, and now tagging in the Eclipse. And here comes a double team by both men. Oh, the Avenger goes spine first into the knees, and there's a German suplex with a bridge in the pin one, and oh, kick out there by the Avenger. And oh wait, the Avenger finding out, realizing he was in trouble, but Shaun Stevens catching him. Never mind, the double team continues, and now the Eclipse. Oh, what a headbutt. What a headbutt to the Avenger, and you see the Avenger just drop there. And oh, look at right hands again. Oh, missing the spinning heel kick there. Avenger able to duck it. And now has him up here. Oh, what a slam there by the Avenger. Now the Avenger tagging in Yamasaki Yoshino once he got set up for here. And now, oh, what elevation there by the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. Again, the natural disasters were escorted out the building so they couldn't get involved in this matchup. That now leaves me my suspicion that Steve Hurley, El Negro, and some other form or fashion of the YCW will come out during this matchup. But again, that's just my sneaky suspicion. But Yoshino now on the top rope here. Oh, senton splash, but didn't get it. Eclipse moved out the way. And oh, Yoshino responds there with an elbow to the face. And now Yoshino, Irish whip, sending Eclipse into the ropes. Oh, both men going shoulder first. And oh, what a spinning heel kick there by Yoshino. Now Yoshino throwing the Eclipse into the corner and tagging back in the Avenger. And now the Eclipse is at the point where he needs to make a tag to Shaun Stevens. There's a double team again there. And this is going to be a difficult match for Shaun Stevens and the Eclipse. I mean, they've never teamed with each other before, and they're against a legit tag team. They're against the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles. That's difficult. That's a difficult thing to overcome. The Avenger, again using his strength, throwing over the Eclipse. But the thing that Stevens and the Eclipse have on their side is that the Eclipse has never been pinned or submitted, maybe, until this point. Oh, what a shoulder block there by the Avenger, knocking down the Eclipse. Shaun Stevens is bugging out on the apron. He wants to get involved in this matchup. And oh, missed that that huge forearm smash. And there's a crucifix. Can he get the tag to Shaun Stevens? I know he decides not to go for it. Decides to go for the crucifix pin here. And referee Barnaby Busby Street looking around like a dumbass. What the hell is the referee doing? And oh, what a boot to the chest. Jesus. The man with the badass goatee has the Eclipse on the top rope, and this looks dangerous here. And oh, what a throw off the top. But oh, wait, the Avenger could perhaps be setting up for that powerbomb. And no, full Nelson slam instead. Maybe he's going for the powerbomb now. The Eclipse needs to make the tag, that's all I can say. And oh wait, he has him up here. Gorilla press slam. Gorilla press slam. Oh, slamming him to the mat. And now what the Avenger needs to do is stop messing about here. This is what cost him his match against White Boy Fresh on episode 7 of the MPWF and cost him the opportunity to challenge for the world title at Wrestlemania 2. And again he goes back to that Gorilla press slam. He should go for the cover. And oh look, the Eclipse able to fight back here. And oh, what a spinning heel kick. What a spinning heel kick, and tagging in Shaun Stevens, and now Stevens coming into this matchup, and now taking down the Avenger. And oh, drop kick. Oh, the Avenger's still on his feet. Shaun Stevens though, Irish whip, sending him back into the ropes, and now hip toss again. And Shaun Stevens, the fresh legal man here, taking it to the Avenger, taking it to his ginger goatee, and oh, there's a hip toss, and Avenger, from some of the actions we see him do, maybe it is true, maybe gingers don't have souls. You can take that the way you see it, have it the way you want it. Shaun Stevens though is going to go to the top rope because he's setting up for an elbow drop, and he nails it. And I'll go for the cover. Shaun Stevens can end this here right now. 1, 2, oh, break up there by Yamasaki Yoshino. The Eclipse though coming back inside the ring. Shaun Stevens get hit out of that devil sentence or that grip across face. Either way is devastating. And oh, the Avenger going to the outside of the ring. Oh, Shaun Stevens just leaped. Did you see the leaping ability of Shaun Stevens just right after the Avenger? Back suplex there on the floor. That's going to hurt like hell. But there's the irate. And I'm being told right now that Lemar James Jackson is currently upset backstage and he's with Steve Hurley. Steve Hurley still recovering from that last ride he suffered earlier. And now the Avenger, oh wait, powerbomb on the outside of the ring there to Shaun Stevens, and that's devastating. And now the referee just going for the count here. The Avenger standing tall, but the Eclipse taking a shot at the Avenger and beating him on the inside of the ring, and it's out to a 7. Shaun Stevens hasn't moved yet. 8. Shaun Stevens finally moving and gets to the inside of the ring and survives the count. That was a devastating powerbomb. Had it happened on the inside of the ring, the Avenger would have won this match for his team. And oh, neckbreaker there by Shaun Stevens. And now tagging back in the Eclipse. And now, oh, moonsault, but the Avenger got the knees up. He got the knees up. And now the Avenger feels like he's in control. And he's going to, oh, punch in the face there. And, oh, eye-rake there by the Eclipse. The Eclipse there. And now the Eclipse setting up to perhaps hit something big on the Avenger. Oh, what kick there. And now the Eclipse. Oh, look at these shoulders to the Avenger. What a tag team matchup this has been so far. And now, oh, what a, just throwing his entire body weight into the Eclipse. And oh, Yoshino there. I think his knee caught his head, but oh, drop kick off right on the steel steps. The Eclipse taking a shot there at Yamasaki Yoshino, but it gave the Avenger enough time. And now the Avenger with the bear hug. And that's a big ass bear in the Avenger, but oh, Shaun Stevens breaking up, and there's a right hand to the Avenger's face. And now, wait a second. Now the Avenger, big time suplex there to the Eclipse. And he couldn't make the tag. Yoshino wasn't there, but the Eclipse finding back there, punch in the gut. Eclipse now, oh, crucifix. Oh wow, look at the way his head folded up there. And now the Eclipse waiting for him. The Eclipse looking to set up for something big off the top rope here. Shaun Stevens taunting the Avenger, as you can see. And the Avenger standing up, and oh, what a drop kick. Package drop kick there by the Eclipse. Shades of Masato Yoshino or shades of Sanjay Dutt. Take that the way you see it, have it the way you want it. But Yoshino breaking up the count, saving his team. Oh, the Eclipse missing that shot there. but it responds with a punch. The Avenger now with a reversal, and now the Avenger suplex hits it. And never mind, the Avenger. Oh no, the Avenger is going to make the tag to Yoshino. And he gets in the ring, and Yoshino dropping down at the Eclipse, and now, that backfired. Yamasaki Yoshino got caught there, and there's a crucifix now, and now the Eclipse now looking to tag in Shaun Stevens, and now Shaun Stevens in the ring, and you hear this crowd now erupting, 10,000 strong, and oh no, the Eclipse with a reversal. And now go for the abdominal stretch, and both men raining on each other's parade, and now, Shaun Stevens responds with a reversal to the abdominal stretch. And now, shoulder block there by Shaun Stevens. Now Stevens, springboard moonsault there on Yamasaki Yoshino. Now, another springboard moonsault again taking down Yoshino. And now Shaun Stevens on the top rope here. And there's a flying headbutt. Shades of Chris Benoit on the Dynamite Kid. And now, Widowmaker there by Shaun Stevens. And this crowd is really erupting for the picture-perfect player here tonight. And now, clothesline. Shaun Stevens starting to feel it. Clothesline there. Yamasaki Yoshino trying to respond back. Misses. Power slam there by Shaun Stevens, and he is fired up here in this tag team matchup. And here you asked for it. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, the Outer Limits elbow. Bam! Outer Limits elbow by Shaun Stevens, and he's setting up for something big here to finish this off. And never mind. Back suplex. Oh wow, just folding him up like an accordion. And now, Yoshino with an eye rake. Yoshino with an eye rake now. And now Fisherman suplex right to the pinfall. Great move there by Yoshino. That's his veteran instinct. 2 and Shaun Stevens just kicked out. Shaun Stevens just kicked out there. And Shaun Stevens fights back with an elbow. Yoshino in trouble now. And what a right hand. And a kick to the gut. And you see the fatigue on all 4 of the men in this tag team matchup. And now Shaun Stevens now. Knee to the gut. He's going to be going for that elbow drop again, I think. And he hits it again. There's the elbow drop to Yamasaki Yoshino. And now he tags in the Eclipse. And the Eclipse down the top rope here in a senton splash right there on Yoshino. Northern Light suplex to the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. No, Yamasaki Yoshino getting the shoulder up. I thought that was it. The Eclipse though responds. German suplex, catching there. 1, 2. Kick out there. That was again a close count there for the Eclipse. And now, what a knee to the face. What a knee to your face by the Eclipse. Yoshino in trouble as he's been sent to the turnbuckle. There's a shoulder block again. And what in God's name is referee Bonnie Busby Street doing? Looking like he has no idea where the hell he's at. But, eye rake there by Yoshino. And he needs to make the tag to the Avenger. Keep getting that fresh man in the ring, and there's a Fisherman suplex, but he was unable to hook the cover. That shows you the fatigue there. And punch to the gut there by the Eclipse. And now Michinoku driver to Yamasaki Yoshino there by the Eclipse. Going for the cover. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. And the Eclipse and Shaun Stevens are victorious here on YouTube Championship Wrestling. A great tag team matchup. Both men winning here tonight. But it's not going to be about winning tag team matches. It's about the YouTube title. It's about that matchup that will take place at Wrestlemania 2. But they also can't forget about the other man in the match, El Negro. I mean, that's impressive to defeat the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. But there's El Negro. Speaking of El Negro, I'm looking at attacking the champion. El Negro attacking the Eclipse, taking him out from behind. It was just a matter of time before he got there. Shaun Stevens doesn't realize yet, but I think Shaun Stevens sees El Negro now, and they're about to go to blows, which they are. And now Shaun Stevens and El Negro taking each other. Now Shaun Stevens winning the exchange, beating El Negro in the face. There's Steve Hurley. There's the Sonic the Hedgehog looking idiot, and he now attacking Shaun Stevens. And look at this here. What is Steve Hurley doing? Getting his hands, and now look, the Avenger and Yoshino coming back to the aid of El Negro and Steve Hurley. Oh no. Oh no, this is a bad situation. Shaun Stevens is a tough SOB, but this is a bad situation to be in here with the YCW staring Shaun Stevens down. He's trying to fight out the corner. He's trying to fight all 4 men, and he's taking it all on. But the numbers game catches up. The numbers game catches up, and they're just pounding away on Shaun Stevens. And the humiliation continues. Steve Hurley has singled out Shaun Stevens from the get-go, and he's now getting his wish to just absolutely humiliate him tonight. And now look at this. Oh, come on now. Come on now. And look at Shaun Stevens looking face to face, and look at Steve Hurley slapping him in the face. Steve Hurley with the ultimate humiliation over Shaun Stevens. And now look at this, El Negro celebrating as if he just won the YouTube title, but with the help of the YCW, this may come true. WrestleMania 2, we may be looking at the next YouTube champion, El Negro. And up next, we're going to look at the matches that will take place at the Bragging Rights MPWF YCW Main Event TV special that have been announced for the show. And wow, the Eclipse versus Shaun Stevens. That's going to be a hell of a matchup. That is humongous. Wow, I'm excited for that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Helga's been asking for karma, and she's going to get her face to face at Bragging Rights. That's going to be big. Helga, karma, their confrontation. What's going to happen when they talk to each other? Oh, we know about the MPW Tag Team title matchup. Collaboration Zero defending against the Super Sparks Brothers in a No Way Out rematch. That's going to be huge. But also Systematic Carnage will take on the Clown Devil Satos. That's going to be a big matchup too. And I'm being told we have one more match in there. What a main event. Tyrell Fitzgerald, Apollo, Lemar, James Jackson against Lethal Mathematics, Antonio Gorman and Joey Eagle. That is friggin' huge. That's going to be a TV special, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited for that, but oh, Helios Christ, we're in the store for a creepy ass promo right now. This whole situation between Helios Christ and Systematic Carnage is creepy as hell, and it's gonna be an interesting affair at WrestleMania 2 when these two men fight for the title of the Lord of the Darkness. But I mean, we also have the United States Championship matchup where Richard Hawkins will defend his title against Craig David, and Richard Hawkins can't get disqualified or counted out, or else he loses the championship, as well as the Women's Championship submission match, Yushihari Itari versus Sasha Fierce. That could seal the show. Joey Eagle versus Tyrell Fitzgerald. Fuck wrestling moves, that's going to be a brawl. That's exactly what that matchup is going to be. And we found out about the hardcore matchup between Brian Hunt and Dr. Rice Jr. earlier tonight. That's going to be a big time contest as well that I cannot wait for WrestleMania 2. We've seen how this has been affected so far tonight. The YouTube Championship matches. The Eclipse defends his title against Shaun Stevens and El Negro in a triple threat match. Best 2 out of 3 falls, Apollo versus Antonio Gorman. We still don't know what the other part of the stipulation is yet. I'm hoping to find that out later tonight. I think all the fans will want to find that out. And our main event, the Royal Rumble winner, Lethal Mathematics, challenges Lemar James Jackson for the MPW Championship. I'd like to thank the System of a Down for Toxicity for WrestleMania.
I see your empty lies, too late to
Time for our main event now. And here is the newest YouTube Championship superstar, the Black Giant, as he makes his way to the ring. And that's really weird to say. The Black Giant is a part of YouTube Championship Wrestling, but he hasn't joined, I guess he joined for similar reasons, but he clearly isn't on the same page as his boss. The Black Giant has been granted a world title matchup the night after WrestleMania 2 if he can join YouTube Championship Wrestling, and that is what he has done. And he will be facing the world champion Apollo here tonight in the main event. That's humongous. I guess it's the YouTube Wrestling main event here on YouTube Championship Wrestling. Some call it petty, some call it immature, but I don't like to speak during Apollo's entrance because of what his actions. Attacking women, running over risky cash. He has no respect. I have no respect for him. Here we go with our main event of the evening. The Black Giant versus Apollo, one-on-one. And look at these two behemoths meeting each other face to face. And I don't think they like each other at all. And again, but Steve Hurley has got some big name players in his side. The Black Giant, Lemar James Jackson, Apollo. Look at both men now just taking shots at each other. Just straight shots. This is nothing more than a bar fight on a Friday night in Austin, Texas. But look at this here, as both men just scrapping hardcore with each other. Jesus, this is physical already. I mean, I'm pretty sure Apollo is wondering what the other stipulation is. I mean, he said he wasn't worried about the stipulation. Look at him getting outside the ring now, taking a breather away from the Black Giant. He came on metal, he insulted Antonio Goldman. He said that he could beat Antonio Goldman, he was so sure of it, that he's allowed him to make a stipulation for WrestleMania 2. Goldman made it a best 2 out of 3 falls match, and still said this part of the stipulation to be added later tonight. Antonio Goldman has yet to defeat Apollo in one-on-one competition here in the MPWF. That is a fact. They faced each other in 2 local YouTube shows at Survivor Series, and Apollo has won them all. And No Way Out. Let's not forget that, except Antonio Goldman had No Way Out won. But Goldman, who was a nice guy, realized that nice guys finished last, and Apollo left the World Heavyweight Champion. And now Apollo taking it to the Black Giant. The Black Giant, on the other hand, is all about getting that World Championship. He was the MPWF Champion a month ago, 2 months ago in order. Shot there by the Black Giant, knocking down Apollo, and he wants to be back at the top again. And there's a big time power slam there by the Black Giant. Hip shot there to Apollo, using his posterior. And there's a waistland right there already on the world champion. And that could be it off the waistland. 1, 2. And I'll kick out there by Apollo. I thought that was it with the waistland. And Apollo catches him there in a hip toss. 2 heavyweights going at it. 2 heavyweights battling. And now there's another hip toss there by Apollo. Oh, wow. What a shot. What a friggin' right hand there by Apollo. Shades of Crixus to Sedulus on Spartacus. I'm pretty sure you have to be a nerd like DJ Johnny Feelgood to even understand that reference. But there's a clothesline there by Apollo, knocking down the Black Giant. And now, a clothesline knocking down the Black Giant on the apron. Like I said, this is just being very physical between these two. And spear on the outside of the ring. What a spear by the Apollo, and now he's undoing the table. And Apollo looking to send a message to Antonio Goldman, picking the Black Giant up. I mean, he's clearly going to put him through the table. How, I don't know yet, but... Oh, another shot there, another right hand. They're getting away from the table, and I think that's a good thing. But never mind. What a boot to the face there by the Black Giant. And the Black Giant now breaking up the count. And now he's going right back to the outside of the ring again. The Black Giant now going right back after Apollo. And he ain't done with him. Again, like I said, this has been extremely physical from the get-go. And now the Black Giant now... Oh, wow, just running into Apollo. And now there's a front-face bulldog. Oh, kick to the gut. And now the Black Giant now just giving clummy blows, clummy shots to Apollo. And oh, wow, what a jab there. And oh, wait, ladies and gentlemen. Last ride to Apollo. Last ride, Apollo through the table. Right there by CAW. Through the table. The Black Giant standing tall over the World Heavyweight Champion, showing his monstrous destructive side here. And oh wait, look on the Titantron. Steve Hurley passing a goddamn hernia, seeing his two top athletes destroying each other. Yeah, wait, it was interruption. There's Antonio Gorman, spinebuster. Antonio Gorman spine-bustering Apollo, and the Black Giant is heading backstage, and he's furious that this match was interrupted. But Antonio Gorman out of nowhere with a spinebuster, this match ending in a no contest thanks to Steve Hurley, and there was the People's Elbow by Antonio Gorman. Now Gorman getting in the face of Apollo. Ricky Cash is going to be at Wrestlemania. There's no way he was ran over. Ricky Cash was ran over in October. You can't run over. You cannot sort of recover from being run over that fast. Ricky Cash is going to be locked inside a cage with Apollo if Antonio Gorman wins at Wrestlemania 2. That is the other part of the stipulation. For Ricky Cash, there's no way. He was in critical condition a couple months ago. There is no way he would be ready to be at Wrestlemania 2 in Los Angeles. What a stipulation. Oh, look, the Black Giant looking for Steve Hurley, and he's angry. He's looking for Steve Hurley because he's upset that he was taking out the world champion and his match was interrupted. Well, the MPWF chairman going right in the face of the Black Giant here, and I'm not sure how smart that is after what happened earlier. Oh my word, it's going to be Tendanciz versus the Black Giant at WrestleMania 2. And the Black Giant saying, is he supposed to be intimidated by that? No, but this is, what the hell is the MPWF chairman talking about? Oh wait, Tendanciz from behind, attacking the Black Giant. Tendanciz from behind, attacking the big behemoth. And now wait, Tendanciz. Oh, throws it right into the vending machine. Ladies and gentlemen, the war between the MPWF and YCW continues. My name's DJ Johnny Feelgood. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out.